Okay, so I got a new set of 8 injectors. All right, so I got a new set of 8 injectors for my pickup, and it comes with a little note from the company and their precision auto injectors, and they wrote a nice little note saying thank you for your order. So I just got them in the mail. I'm going to install them and start my truck up. I have to dig in there and pop those fuel rails off. I already disconnected the fuel lines here. That's just a tool, like you slip in there and push the little grabber apart and pop them out. The reason I'm doing new injectors is I put sand down because there was fuel dumping out of the exhaust pipe on either side. I think all 8 injectors, since they sat for a couple years, they dried up, and I tried to clean them. I bought like a little $30 injector cleaner, and it worked for like a minute and then it stopped working. And I'm going to replace both O2 sensors, one on each side. I only have the front O2 sensors. I don't have the rears. Let's get that started. So I have the muffler temporarily hooked up now. It looked like someone was standing pouring a 5-gallon bucket of gasoline at the end of the muffler. I've never seen anything like it before. I'm going to take all the turbo piping off to make it easier to get to. I popped off the coolant temperature gauge. So now I took the vacuum hose off for the fuel regulator and disconnected both fuel lines. As you can see, these are fuel feed and return. So I have to undo this bolt for the fuel rail and this bolt and pop the fuel rail up on both sides. There's 1, 2. There's little clips. You just pinch the clip and pull. Just like that. One, two, three, 4 injectors. And I pop this off to give me more room. Okay. Now you can see the fuel rail here. Just easy, I'm going to do the other side, easy, ease both of them up, real nice and gentle. Nice. Right. Okay, now that has gone very smoothly, and nothing could ever go wrong when you're taking apart your vehicle. You bring it over to your workbench and you get gasoline everywhere that's still left inside of the fuel rail. So you pop this clip off, spread it, and pop it. Put a screwdriver in there and pop the little clip off. And then sometimes these can be really stuck in there. I hope they're not. But they do make injector pullers. But yep, that's stuck. I do have another trick I do is I have a little tool air oil lubricant. So I just drop a little bit in there. I just did. So let's see if that helps. That lubes up the end of the O-ring and then you can pop it. Hopefully pop it right out. Yep. So that pops right out. That's the O-ring, just holding it in. You can see how dirty the ends are. And I'm sure the half of them are clogged or they're stuck open too. So they're just dumping fuel into the motor. So I'm gonna get the rest of the 7 more off. Now while you have everything out and apart already, you might as well brush some of this rust and give it a nice spray paint job. All right, now that you painted it or whatever, just make sure everything's super clean. All the holes are super clean, there's no debris. And pop these. All right, now I just have to pop them in. Spin all of the connectors to the outsides for easier installation. And then just pop these back in and you're ready to go. All right, I put the fuel rail back in. If you lube up the O-rings really nice, it just pops right in. 1 pop, 2 pop. Make sure everything's seated real nice. Throw your 4 bolts back in. All right, I'm gonna plug everything back in. I got this knockoff Milwaukee flashlight off Amazon. It was like $40. It's a floodlight, 1,000 lumens, takes Milwaukee batteries. I think they make it for each brand. But this thing is incredible, and I didn't feel like going to get it, but now I did. It's incredibly bright, so it's worth the money. Before I put the fuel rails back together and everything, I'm going to drain the fuel out of the truck because it is so old. I think that it's just no good anymore too. So I'm going to eliminate that possibility of what's wrong. didn't have much fuel left in the tank, so I guess that's a good thing. All right, I got the filter and the pump apart, just dangling there. I got 99% of the fuel drained. I'm going to connect this back up, and then I will replace the O2 sensors, because I don't think them getting doused in gasoline is good. All right, let's see if these come out. Oops. Wow, that was easy. Yeah, it smells like straight gasoline. Probably soaked it and ruined the sensor. These are pretty finicky, believe it or not, so get 2 of these. Yeah. Nope. Nice. Gasolina. Okay. Just as I suspected. All right. I took all the spark plugs out and cleaned them all up. They're a pain to get to. So now I'm gonna go get O2 sensors and then put some gas in it and start it up. Alrighty, so I just picked up 2 Denso O2 sensors, 1 for each side. I'm going to install these and put new gas in the gas tank, and I pray it starts correctly and runs correctly. Alright, so you probably barely can hear me, but I got my truck on cables to the battery, because the battery's completely dead. So there underneath the floorboard. I have the O2 sensors plugged in. I almost forgot to push the fuel lines back on. That would have been a disaster. And I have all the injectors and everything tightened and wired up. I'm gonna prime the fuel pump like 4 or 5 times, and then I'm gonna start it up. All right, I took the cap off and I hit the bleed screw. There's a little bleeder to get the fuel out. I don't see any fuel leaking anywhere, so that's a good sign. So let's start her up. And just for that, a little nail went through my foot. Now that, oh, thank God, thank God, thank God, thank God. Woo! We got, I'm telling you, there was, if I dumped that 5-gallon bucket of fuel over there, if it was full of fuel, and I dumped it right there all the way, that's what it was like starting this truck up like a month ago. It was incredibly horrible. I haven't seen anything like it before. I think they inject, like, probably all 8 injectors were stuck open, and I have a 400 or something gallons per minute, gallons per hour fuel pump on 40-pound injectors, so it was like a fire hose of gasoline coming out. So we are running nice. I'm probably yelling, but I'm very excited, so I can hook all my turbo stuff back up. I do have the stock muffler off of like a Chevy Silverado, so it's super quiet, but you can hear that fuel pump sucking. So I have a pre-filter, fuel pump, and then a post-filter. So I'm going to pull this out. I have no concrete besides right here to do a burnout for celebration, so I'm very upset about that. I have brakes, so that's good. And I did put the glass in the other day, so it's very stiff, but glass works great. Got my little turny doodad, and then I have my little vent window, my air conditioner. Oh, the steering wheel. Steering wheel. I better back out. It's getting pretty exhausting in here. Steering wheel nut. This thing really rubs you the wrong way, if you know what I mean. All right, I got my new shifter build. I don't know how much transmission fluid is in this, but I got my new shifter. See what happens here. I got 2 flat tires. Alrighty, well, here it is in all of its glory. Just needs a couple little things: turbo finish, paint job, bodywork, fenders, finish the bed, front fenders, hood, windows, brakes, emergency brake, electrical, heater, and that's about it. That's all it needs, just a couple little things. But I'm going to drive it and probably rip the tires off the front because they're both bald and flat. The muffler off. All right. Thanks for watching.